Good evening and welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host. Apologies to begin with. It's not your usual stateside. That's postponed for this week. Some people were busy. Some people didn't want to come on because they're busy. Some don't want to go into the meltdowns. Yeah. So this may only be an hour. We'll see. But Magnus has joined us. House Captain, how are you, mate?
I'm all right, mate. How are you doing? Oh, what a time to come on and do a show.
Hey, listen, we don't hide. Win, lose, or draw, we don't hide.
Yeah.
I don't hide in adversity.
No, it's yeah. That was a bit of a test out there today, wasn't it? Watching
yeah. The Manchester City have been walloped in Spain by Real Madrid 3-0 in the last 16 first leg, giving us a very slim margin of going through. But hey, listen, you never know. I will say this: I have just put the first time ever in the channel's history, I've stuck subscriber mode on tonight. Because I know people are going to be angry, and listen, it's all opinions. I get it. We're going to get a lot of Pep out and this player out and that player out and sell this player and get rid of that player. We're just going to break down the game. Yeah, if you want Pep out, that's fine. If you don't, you don't. We're not Pep out. We will criticize, but we're not Pep out. That's my view. I am allowed my view. I'm entitled to my view. But I am not a baby in the bathwater guy.
No.
You're entitled to your view. Yeah, it's just been a bit of a mad one this evening. Yeah. But anyway, how are you, Magnus? Ed's joining us as well soon.
I'm doing all right.
Anyone wanting at me tonight? I'm having a cigarette. Kiss me ass, because it's one of them night guys.
Oh, God.
Let's say some hellos before we get going. To our wonderful chat. I'm going to put a smile on your face no matter what. Briggs there then. So this was at 4:30. That's scrapped. Sorry, Briggs there. That got scrapped. Dash, I know you've left, mate, already. And much love to you. Smash those likes and subscribe to the Samaritans. God, Jesus, people might need Samaritans after tonight. Yeah. People might need Samaritans after tonight, guys. If you can donate towards the teenage cancer, that would be amazing. There is the link and the QR code. Like I said, it is still going at the moment for teenage cancer. Even if you do give as little as £1, the QR code is there to scan. It will take you straight to it. Please mention that you come from the Manc Way. And yeah, we need to get this out for Dash and everyone down at his uni, because they're doing an amazing job for everyone who is suffering. Very special place for me as well. Because, yeah, my nephew, who's only 22, is suffering from Hodgkin's lymphoma at the moment. So it's a big thing for me at the moment as well. So, yes, I don't want to say the Tesco advert, but there you go. Connor, yeah, Pep started both Nunes and ignored it tonight. We could have probably won. Tonight was just, I don't even know what to say. Worlds of gutless, soulless, putrid. World would describe it, maybe even like a character, but we'll all bear confused what was the plan. We talk about the biblical stinkers, Donnarumma, Haaland, Semenyo, Doku, Gay, etc. But Pep, why change the midfield that worked? Why change the fullbacks? It's a video, my man, and match again. Fantastic tactics from Pep. I can feel a lot of sarcasm. Thoughts on Bob Nunes being dropped. We'll get into it. Don't worry, Connor. Lost completely on Pep. Something should be changes. I disagree with that. I think it was on Pep and the players. I don't think it was just on Pep. I think it was on everyone. I think some players didn't put the effort in tonight. And I've never said that before in my life. I think some players went in hiding tonight, if I'm honest with you. Pep needs to have a conversation about players like Haaland, Bernardo, Diaz, and the fact I don't think Diaz was overly bad tonight. I think he was actually our best defender.
Oh, so do I.
I actually think he was our best defender. I know that's shocking to everyone, and they're all going to say you're Diaz guy. Diaz was our best defender tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Out of them all. I thought Gay was shocking. I thought Kushinoff was not good. I thought O'Reilly was all over the gaff.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it. And I don't want to wait. Oh, he's played left back long enough. We were talking about him at left back playing for England. And now we're making the excuse to go, but he's a midfielder. Then why months ago was I hearing O'Reilly for England at left back? We can't change conversations. This is what we've got to be careful here. And we'll get on to the rest of the players as well. Please smash that like button. It does help. Thank you very much. I don't know why Nunes will talk about it. Governor Pep got it wrong again. So Pep Guardiola decided to drop both of our fullbacks, Nunes and Nora. Oh dear, I need therapy. Play the B team at Real Madrid. Focus on the Premier League FA Cup. Pep overthinking again and again. Fuck us. What anger inside? Yeah, I get it. I would probably start Mamouche in the second leg back at the Etihad. What was that performance? I said before the game it was going to be Pep Masterclass or Disaster Class, and we know what it was. As always, be respectful in the chat. Spot on. You can have your opinion, but be respectful with it. Today was therefore Pep out performance. Fine, it's your opinion. Feel sorry for City fans who spent a lot to watch that shite.
Mm-hmm.
So your Pep out, Cade, nice one. Let him have his opinion. We're doing 4-4-2. That wasn't 4-4-2 tonight, mate. Playing with three wingers was a bad idea. Could we probably see a comeback? Well, there's a poll in the chat about it. Let us know. Today I'm Pep out after that performance because the emotional of the game. Tomorrow I will be Pep in and get Vincent Kompany. JD says Pep in. You can't do that. Flip-flop. Well, it's out his opinions. Another pit of performance that we can add to the collection of them we've seen the last 2 years. Absolutely embarrassing that was tonight. It was piss poor. Absolutely embarrassing tonight. Everyone off these players should be paying for the fans' tickets. Not good enough. Jesus Christ, and I'm owed about £100 then, Adam. I'm not buying that because I got no fucking refund when I was watching shit, mate. So, yeah, I'm not. I don't think we can't start refunding everyone on a bad performance, pal. Trafford, Nunes, Kushinoff, Stones, Ran, Nico G, Roners, Foden, Memu, other line of said like focus on that. Well, I thought Foden, Reinders, Nico G were all shit, is what I keep getting told. Ball security. That was absolutely awkward. Right. Anyway, Matt, there's loads in the chat and I will come to them. I'm just going to do these super chats and then we'll come to it. Magnus, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, fine.
BM, thank you for the £5, mate. Matt, before anyone else, how are you? I'm very well. I'm recovering well and getting better. I'm getting better. So thank you very much for that, mate. You were unwell last week. Hope you're well now. Yes, I'm recovering very well. Thank you so much. Danielle, thank you for the $10, mate. Can we admit Danielle had a pointer? It was your opinion. I don't agree with it. That he was right about the brilliance with the madness. Can all see it? But that's always been Pep, mate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with it. Uncomfortable conversations about the Viking. Well, we'll get into it. Thank you again for your $5. We will get into it. Right, Magnus, we'll go with the line. What did you think? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Before the game, I saw a lot of people quite happy with the lineup. In hindsight, it was the wrong lineup, but I saw a lot of people happy with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't hear many complaints about the lineup. I think most people thought it was quite an attacking lineup. A bit of a ballsy 11 by Pep. And that's fair enough, but, it's not often where I see like 9 out of the 11 players all playing below par. You don't often get that in a game, maybe once or twice a season. But when you got 9 players in the Bernabeu all playing under par, that's a recipe for disaster. There was a couple of things I probably wouldn't have done with the lineup if I would have been Pep. I probably wouldn't have started Savinho. I think maybe the performance against Newcastle gave him a little bit of an incentive to try and play him. And it's a little bit of a false dawn, I think. He didn't look at the races to me. We didn't utilise the right side much as well, to be fair to him. All our attacking seemed to go down the left. And Doku did okay. And I thought for the first 15 minutes of the game, I thought we were the team most likely to. But once they scored that goal, we seemed to lack belief in the system we were trying to play, belief in the way that we wanted to play. And there was the catalogue of disasters for all 3 goals. It didn't go unnoticed to me as well that they were targeting Nico O'Reilly at the left-back position. They tried it earlier in the game with these long dead ball kicks from Courtois. And they were targeting him. And a bit of naivety on his part, maybe because he's not played in that position for a few weeks. And Valverde's a good player, and he took advantage of it. And he came away with that.
I'm not going to talk about Valverde, Jesus. Everyone knows my love on Valverde.
But, you know, we totally took advantage of us. And, you know, it's just, it was poor, all-round poor performance. So blame for pretty much everybody to go around. Pep, with the kind of lineup that he chose initially, and the players themselves, they didn't wrap themselves in glory. It's not very good at all. And it was disappointing the way a lot of them were hiding. And like I said, there's only a couple of players out there who were just basically average. Everyone else was below average, in my opinion. So that kind of like sums it up for me. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought the first 10, 15 minutes, we started really bright.
Yeah.
Well, we were on the front foot. I thought Doku started out like an house on fire.
Yeah.
I thought we were really, really good in the first 15 minutes. I'll be honest with you, I thought in the first 15 minutes, there was only one team going to win it.
Yeah.
I thought we started that positive, actually.
Yeah.
I
just want
and then we just, I don't know, it was like their goal went in and we just collapsed.
Yeah, that's how it felt. Doku does really well, and he was attracting a lot of their defenders over to him. Sometimes he was having 2 or 3 players at a time. And we're just not able to try and find the space and move that ball quickly away from Doku, to try and capitalize on the spaces created elsewhere, where we'd have a man over at least. But we're just not able to do it. And then occasion when he does take on his man and he gets close to the byline and he's pulling it back, there either isn't an option for him to pass to, or it doesn't get to where it's supposed to get to. So I'm not sure at this moment in time, without having looked back at the goals or the opportunities we had, I don't know whether or not it was a case of poor crossing from Doku or making yourself available in the box, just getting the right angle for the cross to come in. So so frustrating that, because
I don't know why Hussam is laughing. You got dipped by Galatasaray, mate. So know your place. You got beat by Galatasaray. Come on. Levels to this, mate. No, not angry. It's actually a good result. We don't need the extra fixtures. We'll never win in the Champions League. I don't think we were in the Champions League, but I didn't want to go out at this stage. Domestic Cup will be a decent season for the team. It's one way of looking at it.
Now, that's an interesting comment, that, because you know that if we are successful in the 2 domestic cups, that's going to bring in the goalkeeper situation. People are going to start talking about, well, why are we performing better in the domestic cups when Trafford's in goal and Donnarumma's not? So that's
we're going to come to Donnarumma. I don't listen in a constructive way. I am trying to get through all your comments. Yeah, it is what it is tonight. I'm always level-headed when I lose, but I'm fuming after that tonight. Cherky hurts Pep's ego. That's why he's not starting.
I don't think it's that.
Yeah, that's your opinion, mate. I don't agree with it. I think you're looking for faults that aren't there at the minute. I know we're all annoyed, angry, but remember, it isn't the end of the world. It's only football. Yeah, it's only football. I understand that. I mean, for me, sorry, Governor, I'm trying to get everyone's comments up. There's so many. I don't understand why you can see something why you can see something wrong. You can make the change the first half or at half time. You have to put them chances away early on. Well, he did make changes at half time. Took Sabino off. He brought Reinders on. Still didn't do a lot. I'm going to be straight. I didn't think the lineup was bad. In hindsight, like I said, it wasn't the best. It was unbalanced and it was wrong. Totally on Pep, that I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if we'd have taken or converted a couple of them chances in that first 10 minutes, it's a different game. I'll be straight with you. It was one ball down from Courtois.
Mm.
And I'm sorry, people are not going to like this, but I'm doing this on tonight's game only. Nico Riley has to do better there.
Yeah, definitely.
Nico Riley has to do better in that situation. And I know everyone's going to go, he's playing left back. Again, I will say it again. We were crowing that he should have been the England left back 3 months ago.
Yep.
We were even saying on the Oil Brothers, he was up there better than Lewis Hall at left back.
Yeah.
Now, I think we've got to remember this is where we've got to be careful with this, trying to chuck everyone in, and they are going to have bad times. And I think Nico Riley just had a bad time today. Nothing wrong with that. He just had a bad game. The Donnarumma one, I've looked at that 3 or 4 times. I genuinely believe he was scared. I think he lost his bearings in that box, and he thought if he'd have picked the ball up, he was going to get red carded.
Mm.
I genuinely, now Rich disagreed with that and said, but I'm only going off because when you're sliding on the floor, you don't know what you. I think he lost his bearings in the box because if you watch, he pulls his arm away. He actually pulls his arm away. I'm thinking he thinks I'm out the box here.
It was very slippy out there.
Well, apparently, according to the commentators, and I didn't have it on much because I mute a lot of them. I'm very good, mate. How are you, Steve? Apart from tonight, even I think Joe Hart commentated about. He said 7 players had slipped in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was, you know, I'm not trying to hang O'Reilly out to, because I think he's been superb this season. He's up there for one of my players of the season. I just think tonight he had a bad game. I think Donnarumma had a poor game tonight. I'm going to be honest. 3 games ago, I was saying, I could name 4 man of the matches. Tonight, I couldn't name me 1 man of the match.
No, I was struggling.
I can't name me 1 man of the match tonight. The second goal from Valverde was just, again, it was Vinny Jr. If I'm right, Vinny Jr. was in it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And was that the one where he put cushion off on his ass?
I don't know. Was that the one? I can't remember.
Sure, that was the second goal when he put cushion off on his ass. Let me know in the chat. Because he goes to him, cushion off, goes to tackle, mistimes it, and he literally leaves. He leaves Gay and O'Reilly for dead. What he does, he pushes the ball out wide, which I thought was great skill by Valverde, by the way. Pushes the ball out wide and plants the ball in the corner.
Yep.
And it was a sublime finish.
Yes. Yeah, Valverde was great tonight. He did what he had to do. And I think it was part of their team plan overall.
Yeah.
But, the targeting of City's left-back position, Valverde, keeping the width as much as he possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
And it was there for all to see. And I think there was a lot of times, especially in that first half, where Nico O'Reilly didn't know whether he needed to come inside and help his centre-back or go very wide, because Valverde was essentially a touchline winger on a lot of occasions tonight. It was only when he was going forward, but when he was coming back, when City were in possession, he was tracking O'Reilly's runs into the half space. And you can see that happening all the time. Valverde was great tonight. He knew what he was
Oh,
doing.
he was man of the match.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently it's his first goal in over 700 days or something.
Yeah, so, yeah. You can take Rodrigo out of the team and another one pops up to score against us.
Yeah, very true. I don't know. And then obviously the third goal.
Yeah, well.
I just, yeah, it's just Valverde all over in it. And he literally, again, tosses and turns our old defence, plays a lovely ball, chips it over a couple of players, lobs another player, and just puts it a plump in the corner.
Yeah.
So you're like, there were 3 quality goals.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say that, but I mean, like I said, Madrid were fantastic. I'll give Madrid the jib, even though I do think there was a little bit of arrogance, cockiness going into this game today. I said during the week, again, it was my opinion, that Real Madrid in the Bernabeu in the knockout stages always scares me.
Yeah.
And I saw people saying 4-0, 5-0, 4-1. And I'm like,
Yeah, again, it's the performance against Newcastle makes people feel like, we're top of the world, and you've been pulled right back to earth now. I don't know. I mean, if you look at O'Reilly tonight, he was key in many events. Obviously he had Valverde to keep an eye on, but he had that shot that he managed to get away, that Courtois saved with his leg on a corner that we had. He was there kind of unmarked at the far post. He could have done maybe a little bit better with that opportunity. So I think there was a shot outside the edge of the box he had as well. So he didn't have his best game, but he was involved in a lot of key points. And I'm disappointed we couldn't come away with at least one goal there, because I think that might have made a bit of a difference. But I hate to say it, second leg, it doesn't look good.
No, listen, I think next week, I mean, we'll talk about, I think next week, the first goal's crucial in the tie. To our stand any chance, we've got to get the goal early, and it's got to be the first one. Yeah, he made the same. Who did? Pep or who do you mean by that? We had no creators in the game. Yeah.
Well, I think the creation should have been...
was meant to be coming from the wings.
From the wings, yeah. And that's why he played with 2 wingers.
Yeah, the creation was meant to come from the wide man.
But Savinho was being kind of starved of the ball. He wasn't seeing much of it at all. Although even when he got it, he didn't do that much with it anyway. Doku mainly created the most problems for Real Madrid. But it's that final pass. We didn't capitalise on it. But apart from that, then we are struggling a little bit in creation. We've got nothing centrally. I mean, if the idea was to play Semenyo as a kind of 10 snuck in behind Haaland there, you're not going to get much creativity from Semenyo. And I think, part of me, again, we went back. I think Pep tried to manufacture a situation whereby you could perhaps put O'Reilly in the team, but he didn't want him in midfield. So he put him in at left back, but on this occasion, it didn't work out.
Well, Elliot's put here, disrespected Real Madrid. How stupid were we? Absolutely no chance of winning anything with some of these players. Walker, Gundo, KDB, Mahrez, who did we replace them with? So Elliot's, I think Elliot's been quite open with that. He's questioned the buying, the selling.
Yeah. Is the talent out there to replace those guys?
I think it is if you pay the money.
That's a different question.
Bitey Dickov, thank you for 22 months. Mail Mucker, thank you, and I hope you are well. Valverde's a star player, enjoyed to watch him play. Pretty much everyone was poor tonight, and I know there is an idea we need to give the guys a year to settle in, but I get ready to join this summer. I want to say something, but I don't want to. People are going to accuse me of being happy clapping.
How long's Tijani been with us?
I know, and that's what Jesse's saying, and I'm not having a go at him. It's his opinion; he's entitled to it. I think there's that desperation to get back to where we were that people are trying and not. I've changed the goalpost a little bit. I think when we were trying to get to the top, there's an old saying, it's harder to stay at the top than it is to get to the top. I think when we were trying to get to the top, people were willing to give players a little bit longer. I think when you get that taste of success and the amount of success we've had, I think the patience has gone. And I think people aren't going to give
as much time
people that time anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think they will. It's sad. I don't agree with it, but unfortunately, with all the success, especially what we have, it is what it is. And I'm going to say something now, which is going to sound really thing. I don't think we are ever going to get back to where we were. I think people want that. I think the club want that. I think the fans want that. I just don't think we are going to get back there. We're never going to get back to winning 4 in a row and winning trebles. That's gone. That was a moment in time and a period of time and an era that was brilliant. I mean, like Martin Cherry, Pep was brought in to win the Champions League with our resources. Well, saying that, Ferguson took him 17 years to win it, wasn't it? This is what I mean. I think people are.
It's a big.
I don't know. I suppose it's how you think of it.
Yeah, it's a big ask. That there's no expectation from me to think that we should win the Champions League every season. I don't. I don't think that. But
well, Michael just says O'Reilly has been caught several times at left back against Madrid. Rodrigo, Chelsea. I was going to say he wasn't great at left back against Rodrigo. Chelsea, Forest now against Madrid. He's got a lot to learn. I just think he's still a young lad. Now, Cade wants to talk about Haaland. Where are you at with Haaland? Because I've seen everyone say, "Oh, Mamu should play." Are we at the stage where Haaland sits on a bench now and tough shit if he kicks off?
I think we've got to try playing more to his strengths again. We did for part of the season. I think we've not really done that for a while. He is still an important focal point for us. How much his little niggles and injuries have taken its toll with him, I don't know. I don't see what he's like in training, so it's difficult to say. He is supposed to be a big game player, you know, and you would expect him to rise to the challenge tonight. But did the players get the ball to him? Probably not. Did we play to his strengths? No. So there's a right mixture of, it's like a cocktail of all sorts of things that are not working out for Erling at the moment. And the sooner we can try and fix that, the better. Now, as for Rodri,
well, Rodri's getting a bit of stick in the comments. Well, a lot of stick in the comments. A lot of people are basically saying it's time to go.
Well, he's still not back 100%. I mean, you can see that. I don't think he's 100% fit either. But this is part of coming off that massive injury. Whether he gets back to that, I don't know. I'm a little bit 50-50 on whether we'll see the Ballon d'Or winning Rodri or not. But tonight didn't help him either, because I don't think we needed to put a double pivot in there just to help him out. But I think we could have done more to help him, but not necessarily just playing someone like Nico Gonzalez alongside him. I think that's a bit overkill, that. I think the idea was that Nico O'Reilly would invert and come inside to try and help out, which would allow Bernardo to push forward. But there was times where Nico O'Reilly was betwixt and between with his defensive responsibilities, and again, that's what led to part of it being found out. But it's a difficult one. It felt like Rodri was out there on his own in certain times tonight, and he wasn't helped out on that third goal by Kushanov's pass, because I thought that was a really bad pass considering he had plenty of time to execute it. And from that, Kushanov never got back to recover in time, and it ended up with the penalty being given away by Donnarumma. So there's lots of blame to go around with tonight's performance. Don't think it's that healthy to pinpoint certain players, but pretty much everyone was off. There was only, like I said, there was only a couple of players who I thought was even average tonight. That's how bad we were.
Well, then he said the crowd will be up for it at the Etihad. Well, there's some people saying they want to get a refund, mate.
Wow.
I won't say anything.
No. No, we've seen a lot worse than that and never got a refund.
Trying Semenyo and Mamouche partnership. Semenyo, get your opinion on that, because he's coming for a lot of criticism tonight.
He looked a bit like a fish out of water to me. He looked like he, for the first time in an arena like that, he just looked out of sorts. I don't know whether the occasion got the better of him, but he was offering nothing centrally. He was offering nothing when, for the period of time he went out wide. I don't think it's a lack of confidence. I don't know if he froze, but yeah, very disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Pep says that was working. Why did he change it? I would do a 1-2-3-4 formation, Semenyo menu behind. Well, not sure why Savio was selected. He doesn't move the ball quick enough or put it in the right places. You're not getting Elise, Sean. You're not getting Elise, mate. City aren't going to spend that money, mate. Unfortunately, they're not going to. Poor wing play, no says Haaland are dropping from Mamouche in the second leg. But here's my question, right? Because I've heard this. Because Mamouche played a few games back. Take the Newcastle second half out, because I agree he was excellent. But there's games where everyone's gone, well, what's Mamouche doing? And this is what I mean. We can't keep doing this. Haaland in, Mamouche in, him out, him. We can't be doing this flip-flopping around. My issue with Haaland at the minute, I think it's more of a service problem than it is a Haaland problem.
Yeah.
I seriously don't. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't think Mamouche was a Pep signing. Because the one thing I will say, if you're going to play the way we did in the first half, then Mamouche was your guy. Because that's the way we played at St. James's Park on Saturday with wingers, quick, decisive wingers. That's where Mamouche comes in.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, BM, you can't keep two of them up. And we had a third one into the mix.
A third striker?
Yeah, big up, Noah. Hope you're all right. Aaron with the 10 months. Big up, mate. Aaron the Brit. Thank you so much for your continued support. There's just so much I could really go into, but I'm trying not to do the baby in the bathwater.
Yeah, that comment there off Spartacus is spot on. I kind of mentioned it earlier. It's if as a winger, if you know part of your kind of strengths is to attract opponents towards you, that's great. That means there's space or availability for other players on your team, maybe elsewhere on the pitch. It's your responsibility then to offload that ball to one of your teammates as fast as possible to exploit the spaces. It's no point. You can't just dwell on it. You've got to offload it if you know you've attracted 2 or 3 players to you. So it's kind of doing some of the job.
See, this again, I'm going to come out with my happy clapper part. The first defeat, which was bad, first defeat we've had in 12, and now I'm questioning the mentality of the manager and the players. Is this how bad one defeat comes?
I don't think it's the mentality, is it, though? I don't think that's the right word. I mean, when you look at Pep's reaction, the last few games when the final whistle's gone, he's been, joyous. He's been happy. So I don't know what you mean by mentality. Like, we're scared of.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm trying to understand what we mean by everyone's got to put, because, like I said, I think we've won 9, drawn 2, lost 1. I would say the mentality tonight was poor. What are we doing? This is what I mean. I think we're getting confused on tonight's game becomes the overall. That's just my opinion of it. I'm way behind on comments, so I do apologise. It was always going to be downhill and bumps in the road of 2020, meaning not winning every year. Yeah, I agree. Tijani's a water carrier, not a Galactico. I got very confused on selection of Cushion, the overload the left-hand side. So I'm sure he can be brilliant when he plays with combined with, but put that away. In Bodo, we trust. We'll win the treble again next. I'm way behind. I'm just going to catch up 1 minute. Bayern will... Facts, Martin, not with these players. The club mentality should be get back to how to get back there, user. But I don't think you will ever get back there, Kay. That's just what I don't think you will. What we did was not normal. It's why it's never been done. That's never been done before. See, Rodri couldn't give a fucking toss. I disagree with that. And by the way, I know I'm saying it's your opinion. I can disagree with it. One thing I will say, can we not do this? It's my opinion, so I have to agree. I can disagree with it. Yeah. I'm entitled and I'm allowed to disagree with people's opinions as well, as they're entitled to disagree with mine. Doku's great taking one-on-one, but we never gave him the one-on-one he thrives in. I think we did in the first 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought he had Trent on toast.
Yeah, he was getting line and causing problems as well.
We don't have the players to play with Haaland, though. So, that's a question we can look deeper into. I agree. Do we have the players to suit Haaland at the minute? Haaland doesn't seem to fit in with how we're trying to play, but then we have to make a decision, Jack. And it's a brave man if you're willing to sell him.
The first half of the season. First half of the season, wasn't everyone complaining that we were kind of Haaland FC? He was the only one scoring for us.
But here's my thing. I'm going to say this. This is why I don't disagree with this winger thing. At Borussia Dortmund, he had Sancho and who was the other winger he had? On the other side, he had Sancho and somebody else. And they were putting balls in the box on a sixpence for him, and he was scoring. Cherky doesn't get the ball. Cherky just goes through the middle. So you either bring your wide men narrow, or you turn round and you make your 10s wide. You can't have 2 wide wingers and a 10 and try and figure out, because Haaland has to decide which one he's going to. Are we going through the middle for him? Are we going wide for him? That's what we've got to decide. And I mean, in this midfield, I agree, we probably didn't. But here's another thing. It's quite clear, in my opinion, he doesn't fancy Nico G now.
Yeah.
I think we need to be honest here. I don't think Pep fancies Nico G at the minute. Maybe, I don't know if he's long term, but right now, in the last 5 or 6 games, he started 1 game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's not telling me you're fancied.
He sooner entrusted Nico O'Reilly in the midfield.
Well, he's trusting Reinders more at the minute.
Yeah. So if we go out and buy Anderson in the early summer, what do you think Nico Gonzalez is going to do?
Well, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, Jesse, you made a great point. I think that's what's hurting people is I think people have realised we may have just become one of the normal teams now. One of the normal top teams, but maybe we've just become, listen, I'm not ruling out we can't win a league or 2 in back-to-back, but I think the days of winning 4 in a row, that's over.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Because that's not normal. That
ain't coming back, in my opinion. That's not coming back. And I think people are struggling with this. If we're sacking a manager, second in the league, by 9 points, by the way, and if, say, we finish second and we're in another cup final, then what you're saying is the next manager has to win the league.
Yeah. How long before he gets sacked?
If Pep was 4th or we were 5th, I'd gladly join in the conversation. But this is my issue. We're not. What we're doing is we're having bad times. This is what I'm trying to view here, because if you're telling me second shit and a cup final shit and a quarter final shit, where are we going? You're telling the next manager, win the league. That's what you're saying to him, innit? Surely. And then people, and I get, if people want to sell Haaland and they want to sell Rodri and they want to sell Foden and they want to get rid of, bet, then we are really starting from the bottom up. Because back to Elliot's point, which is right, then we're fucked. I think people are desperate for answers, where tonight was just piss poor. It was piss poor. The lineup was wrong in the end. I don't think it was wrong at the beginning. I saw a lot of people happy with it. We're not after Felix Nemecha. That's been poo-pooed, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Martin, but I'm Pep out in the summer. For me, our squad needs new coach, fresh ideas. Pep will always be a legend, but it's time for the change. Okay, can I ask a question? If people want Pep out, which is fine, who do you want? And you're not going to get Company, and you're not going to get Luis Enrique. So you need to tell me who you want. And I don't just mean go and get someone out. By the way, don't forget it's a World Cup year as well. So the manager you bring in is going to get less time to settle in.
But with the new coaching team we've got, because we've obviously got 2 new guys in there, haven't you seen some new ideas coming into fruition? Haven't you seen that? Haven't you seen like the 4-2-2?
Come on, Cade. Yeah? We're comparing Pep to Igor Tudor now. Come on. I know people are angry, but I mean, I was listening to someone earlier. They were like, if Pep was in front of me, I'd punch him in the face. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. This is what I mean. We need to be calm with it. I'm not saying we can criticise. He got the lineup wrong in the end. Maybe he should have done what he did in the end, was move O'Reilly into midfield. I want to know why did Ain't Nori not play. I didn't have a problem, to be honest with you, with Kushinov being at right back and dropping Nunes, because I thought he'd do that to deal with the Vinicius Junior situation. But what it did was totally unbalance us in the end.
Yeah, I think this kind of snowball from trying to get Savio into the team due to that performance against Newcastle. I think he desperately wanted 2 wingers, and and he tried to shoehorn O'Reilly in there, but onto the pitch. But he had to. The only way he could do that was put him at left back, and I think that was just too much. It's too much.
Who's a GA merchant? You mean Haaland? Yeah, he is. Isn't that what a striker is? I don't know. A refund. I don't know why people are asking for refunds. I said I think I'm owed about 300 grand then. Can I have my money back from the 90s? Jesus, so watch us get beat by Berra. Semenyo touched like a baby elephant. So we're saying Semenyo's poor signing. This is what I'm trying not to do the baby in the bathwater job at the minute. Sorry, Kyle, I'm way behind on comments. My bad. I'm trying to keep up with everyone, mate. I really am. Here it is. I think as a fan base, we need to realise that Rodri's style of playing, his athleticism was shocking. I would focus on playing Nico G, at least he gets around the pitch. So my question back to you, Kyle, would you sell Rodri this summer then?
I don't. Wow.
All right, Magnus, would you? I don't know where Ed is. Ed was meant to be here. Where the frig's Ed?
Yeah, hey, and at a time
you
when
do that, I'm going to ring him. I'm going to find out where the coward is. He's shit out.
And at a time like this, where we're desperately in need of a therapist, and you can't.
I know, Ed's not here. Cheeky bastard. Right, just hang on.
So Hong said, I should say Wang, really, I suppose. Gutted about tonight. Why did Pep change the lineup? Is overthinking cost him again tonight? Well, he is prone to doing that, as we all know. He does like to overthink things, and you know, I think with Pep, you just got to take the good with the bad, and the good is far outweighs the bad, and it's just the way it is, and it's a shame.
Ed's on his way. He was having food. I said, "You shit back."
How could we after watching that?
Every year, Pep is overthinking trying new experiments. Just keep it simple. We played Nico at left back. Nunes out of the team made no sense. Sorry, Martin, it's over. But people were desperate to get a cushion off him, weren't they? Hang on a minute. I remember a few months back, well, a few weeks back, people were telling me get cushion off to right back.
Yeah.
I might have had an operation, but my memory's still very good. Not you, Zabe. I'm just saying in general. Where people saying, get him in.
Yeah.
Get him in. Yeah, you mean I could have demanded? Yeah, that's what I mean. Can I have all my money back from decades ago? We need a result like 2023. We need an atmosphere like Hamburg. Oh, yes. All right, then. Is it over for you, Magnus? Do we have any chance of pulling this back?
Oh, if we play like we did tonight, no, there's no chance. We would have to score very early, and then we'd have to kind of dominate. And I think won't they have some more players back? It's ideal.
Well, they're meant to have Mbappe and Bellingham.
Well, if that situation would absolutely suit Mbappe down to the ground. They would hit us on the break with his pace. So that doesn't look good, you know. And I guess most people would then start saying, well, you would have to play Kushinov as a centre back then, because you can't put him at right back because it's too far away from a central position to try and negate Mbappe's pace. But so there'll be calls for that. So, you know, I think we could. I think we're pretty much gone in that competition. And to be honest with you, it is what it is. I didn't have any expectations of us winning the Champions League this season. People love the idea of, you know, winning 4 trophies and all this, that. But
Impartiality, that's my opinion, mate. I don't think he is getting as much service as people think. That's my opinion. You're entitled to yours. We can, Martin. You said it's about opinions. I can't care that Flip being Pep out tonight, will Pep in tomorrow. That's his view, you said. I'm lost on that, Briggsy. What do you mean? No, I am. Of course, you can have opinion, Briggsy, but I can disagree with him. I think this is what I mean. People have got this idea of opinions you can't disagree with. Yes, I can. I am allowed to disagree with people's opinions.
Of course you are.
Otherwise, we're just nodding dogs. Yep, I agree. Yep, we're just nodding dogs, and that's pointless. The one thing I do want to be careful, I think YouTube suddenly become. YouTube for me was meant to be a place where we talk and we talk as fans. We've all become coaches. We're all better than the coaches now. YouTube is not set up for us to tell Pep what to do. I think that is where YouTube's been lost. YouTube has become very lazy into we're all the managers. No, we can give an opinion. We're not coaches.
Yeah.
No one's saying you can't question Pep. Yeah, of course we can. 1000% we can. But YouTube has become loud and obnoxious. Don't mean anyone in here. It's why I put subscriber mode on. It's become whoever comes out with the craziest and loudest opinion gets the views now. Because here's my thing. When we played Newcastle on Saturday, we played very different to the way we played at Liverpool.
Yeah.
So why is it 1 week we can? I mean, people are doing very tunnel vision. Right, that worked at Newcastle, so that's the way we play every game. That worked at Liverpool, so that's where we play every single game. I keep saying it. It's different keys from different locks.
Yeah. You have to have a deeper understanding of the game.
Yeah. When we played at Madrid in December, we played in transition. We didn't do tiki-taka passing. Here he comes.
Evening, lads.
Spartacus, good evening.
Good evening.
Play nice in the chat. It's everyone's opinions.
Martin's already smiling. Come on.
No, because I know what's coming. I know what you're going to say. I know what they're going to say. And we're just going to go into this now.
Not really, no.
We've not spoken about
but like I just said, I don't know how much of the show you've heard, Spartacus. My general belief is people are very tunnel visioned of. We won that game playing one way, right? We should play that way all the time with that same 11. And against Newcastle,
true, right?
No, exactly. Against Newcastle, we played wide, direct wingers. Tonight, we probably tried to do the same. I think he's tried to do the same tonight as what he did at Newcastle. I think the creativity was trying to get from the wings. That's where he was getting his creator from.
I agree, but I also think that he tried to switch the side that we were going down majority. Because against Newcastle, we were going down Savio's side a lot more than we were down Doku's side, right? We started the play on Savio's side, and then we switched the play to Doku to get him on a one-on-one situation. We got players closer to Savio, getting Nunes there, Bernardo there, Stones there, and sorry, I don't think it was Bernardo. I think it was the midfielder. I don't quite remember who it was, but we got a lot of the players down that side with Savio so that he could create. And then we switched the play.
Sorry to jump in. I'm just well, it's such a good comment. I totally agree with you, Kyle. We played for 7 years with Rodri on his own. I don't know why suddenly now needs his handheld. I don't know where that's come from.
Yeah, but to be honest, like I think against Newcastle, we used both Savio and Doku correctly. We used Savio to create with players around him, and we used Doku to be isolated against the defender and take them one-on-one. So we created down the.
Do you not think they got clever though? Because they started triple teaming Doku.
They started doing that, but mostly because we started building our play down the left-hand side more than the right-hand side. So we went to the left-hand side early, and never try to really switch the ball to the right side. And I think that it goes around what Magnus said before. If you're a winger and you're realizing that three people are in you, your job is done. Pass the ball to somebody else instead of trying to force an opening to be able to go through those three players. And I think this is where Doku didn't really do well. I think he should have tried to find Rodri or Bernardo or the midfielder on that side a lot more often so that we could then switch the ball to Savio for him to be in space. But I also think that if that's the goal, you would be better off building on the right hand side because Savio is better around all the players to combine with them. He's not as good in one-on-one situations where he needs to take the player on and try to create something out of nothing. He's not that type of player. But if you get a lot of players around him, then you are able to create a lot better. But I think that Pep got a little bit scared of doing that because that would mean bring the midfielder, bring Nunes onto that side and allow him to go further up the pitch. And that would allow Vinny to be one-on-one with a centre-back on that side. And I think Pep got a little bit scared of that.
Yeah, I will agree with Jack Lear, by the way. And I don't know if you mean it in the way I'm taking it, but yeah. When we're winning, the mentality's there. When you lose, everyone blames mentality.
Yeah.
This is why I don't believe any professional footballer goes out in the Premier League or in the Champions League goes out to half-arse it and not give a fuck. I don't believe
I think that's this is the thing. A lot of people use buzzwords a lot, like, oh, it's the mentality, intensity. They had no conviction. They had like, what does that really mean? Are you telling me that the players are going onto the pitch and being like, yeah, if we win, good. If we don't, whatever. Of course, they're not doing that. I think this game we failed to create a pattern that exploit Madrid's weaknesses.
See, I disagree with that, Kyle. I hear what you're saying, but we've just gone on a 11 game unbeaten run with Rodri back in the side. And we won 9 of them. We won 9 out of 11 in all comps with Rodri there.
Wow.
The difference tonight was O'Reilly wasn't in the midfield. He was moved to left back. Now, there was a rumour pre-game. I don't know where it came from. There was a rumour Ain't Nori had a knock.
I've heard that as well.
So maybe we'll hear more tomorrow or in the embargo section. There was a rumour that he had a knock. Because here's my thing. You got to remember, you look at the bench tonight, and I'm going to say it straight. I'm going to say this straight. This is where I think we've got to be careful. Where I do agree with Elliot a little bit on the squad building, and I've always said that. The bench tonight is Ake. Everyone says Ake's finished. Bettinelli, right? Churka. Everyone wants him to play every single game. He's still a young lad. He can't play 70 games. Foden, people said is shit. Max Elaine, young lad. Omar Mamouche, he blows hot and cold. Nunes, should have probably played. Reinders, people say he's not good enough. Stones, people say he's finished. So, are we trying to solve a problem with things we may not have fully yet? Are we trying to get this transition done in one window, in one season, rather than this is my view. This transition is not finished. Hence Pep's comments of next season will be better.
Yep.
I don't think we have the players to do what we all want to do. I don't think they're far off, but I don't think we have them all. We can't say half the squad's shit and then say why we're not doing it.
Yeah.
I think we have key players who don't really fit with each other.
That's part of. I agree with that, Spartacus. That is part of when you're going through a process of like a 2-year rebuild, which we're kind of over 1 year into now. If you're kind of betwixt and between two different type of playing styles with two different type of player profiles, and you're gonna come across this. It's kind of like a car that's not been properly serviced. Everything looks okay, for a few days on the bounce, and then all of a sudden, something goes wrong. You're gonna get this, and it's typical of a team that is going through a rebuild. We've seen it many times in the past. All the signs are there. It's just a case of you got to be patient. You got to get the right players and go again.
Right.
This,
sorry, I'm just going to... This has come out, and sorry, Magnus. This Pep's got quotes out, by the way. On the changes made to the lineup. Listen, how many times did Nico O'Reilly play left back this season? How many? Exactly my point 35 minutes ago. That wasn't his debut at left back. The only adjustment was a cushion off because Vinicius moves in the area and we wanted a guy who didn't think much to attack. The rest were the wingers, injured 2 months and they played incredible. Semenyo in Newcastle, Jeremy always an incredible threat. And people with experience, Bernardo, Rodri, runners with Nico and Antoine. The sense of the goal that all of them have set pieces, that was the idea. Rotation, I've done it. Newcastle, 9 plays different. I understand what I'm saying. The target is wingers to try and drop them people in the middle of the pockets to arrive close in the box, control second structures with experienced players and fast players behind. That was the idea. So he's explained it there. Yeah. He's explained why Kushinov played. Because what he's saying is, if Nunes is there, he's going to go forward.
Yeah, he's more advanced. Yeah.
I am shit scared of Vinny Jr., so I want Kushinov there.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. The more defensive-minded player, both of them have pace. So which one do you go for? You go for the one who's more defensive-minded.
By the way, we just had a raid off LB. I think so. We have big up the Raiders because it's just jumped by 350 people.
But there is a downside to that as well because, again, and I know Spartacus mentioned this a few minutes ago, it will affect Savio's ability going forward because if he needs someone there to attack maybe the half space, and that his prime example was that Newcastle goal we scored against Newcastle, where because Nunes was attacking in the half space very, very centrally, it left Savio unmarked at the far post and the ball just hit him on the shin and went in the goal. Now, Lewis Hall had to pick up Nunes. Normally, he would have been picking up Savio. So it's kind of, it's give and take. It's a trade-off. What do you want from a particular player? Why are you picking that player over that player? And you know, you hope for the best.
Right, can we keep doing this in the chat? Julian Alvarez did not want to stay at City. He didn't want to stay in England. We need to stop saying this. We shouldn't have told him. He asked to go.
Yeah. But Magnus, even in the second goal, you can also see that the overlapping fullback, actually underlapping, right? Because he's a lot more inside than outside, was key for Savio as well, because that is a play where Nunes goes in the inside, and Savio plays the ball in the half space for him to cross the ball into the back post, and then Mamouche scores. So Savio is this type of player. He uses the space created by another player extremely well, and if there is nobody to create the space for him, then he's not going to be able to use this incredible ability that he has. And I think that's where, if your goal was to just have a player who's going to create something out of nothing by himself, maybe start Cherky over Savio on that side. But then the issue becomes on the off-ball stuff, because Savio is a lot better off-ball than Cherky is. So it's all about the trade-offs, isn't it, at the end of the day?
It is about trade-offs.
Can I just say, by the way, it's been confirmed there is no interest in Felix Nemetcha, who's not even on the list.
Good.
So can we stop? Guys, you need to be careful what you're doing on Twitter. You're listening to people who aren't giving out the real info. Keep an eye on Enrique with 2027. Where's that one?
Not with Donnarumma here. Not with Donnarumma.
There's that one. I think the issue is not when we are still in the title race. It's the Pep is not getting the best out of the full squad. Because I don't think he wants that full squad. I don't think he's got his full squad, Kyle. There's a reason we're after so many midfielders.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Ed, good evening, mate. How are you?
Hello, Ed.
Did you enjoy your tea? Your dinner? whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, man, made some nice food, man.
Yeah. Shit yourself.
I had to after seeing that performance, man. I had to have something nice.
Oh, super chats. Sorry, missed it. Stefano, thank you for your $10. Personally think this service to Haaland issues goes beyond. He was passing to him. Every team nowadays plays transition and low block, especially against us in no space. At Dortmund, he had more space. I agree with that. Yeah, I actually agree with that. And then Oriano's coming, being a new YouTube member. Thank you very much, mate, for your continued or your brand new support. It means a lot, mate. Hope you are well. Carry on, Ed. My apologies.
No, I just said, man, that was. I mean, for me with the lineup, for me, it's like I know bringing out a new formation at Madrid away. It just when I saw the lineup, I said we never seen this lineup before. Like, what made you want to revamp the wheel today? Because Martin, we were talking to WhatsApp. I thought, I don't know if Nori was fit or not, but I would have put Nori left back, and then I would probably have gone Nunez right back, just because that's what's got us here to this part of the season is those overlapping fullbacks, because I feel like those are our main creative players, especially at this time when Foden hasn't been in form and Cherky's in and out of form some games. The fullbacks have been our main creative players on how we
just looking at my receipt book, Ed, because my receipt book's thick. It's like the old yellow pages. Oh, is it the white or the blue pages you have in America? What used to be? So,
It's the white pages. Yeah.
Mine's that thick. My book of receipts. Carry on, Ed. Sorry, mate.
So that's why I was a little bit concerned when I saw the lineup, because O'Reilly has given us a lot in the midfield. And so when I saw our midfield was Bernardo, Rodri, and Semenyo, I was a little confused. I've never seen Semenyo in the midfield before.
I have.
Yes, but that's when he's inverting from the wing.
Hang on. Whoa.
Not
the last
really.
3 games he's been playing just off Haaland on Mamouche.
It's not been inverting out of somewhere. He's been playing as a second
in our
striker.
midfield. There's a difference between being behind Haaland and being in our midfield 3.
He was behind Haaland most of the game.
Which is why
he only went wide in the second half. Second half, he went proper right hand side there.
Well, he had to because
That's when Savio left.
Yeah, because he had to, because he brought Reinders on. Because what happened is Reinders went into the the
Semenyo role.
Into the Semenyo role. Savio comes out, and Semenyo went into the Savio role. So I think he has been doing that. And by the way, Venom, that's garbage because he played right back at Arsenal.
And I think he played right back against Madrid as well.
Come on.
Away.
I understand, and don't do that. Why is Gay starting at the bloody real? Come on. Why is Gay starting it? Because that's what you're buying for.
Yeah.
If Gay's not good enough, people were saying Gay should be benching Diaz a couple of weeks ago. What we're doing now, we're saying that he can't start at Madrid. How is he benching Diaz and not able to start at Madrid because it's not good enough? Doesn't make sense.
This game was all on Pep. I think it was on Pep and the players.
Yeah, I think both are true. Does Pep put the players in the? I think in this game, I don't think Pep put the players in a position where they could thrive. But I also think that the players massively let Pep down as well. Like Donnarumma for the first goal, that's horrible goalkeeping. Guehi for the second goal, that's horrible defending. Kusanov for pretty much every encounter against Vinny Jr., that was terrible defending from him. Diaz was pretty much the only defender that can realistically come out of that game saying, yeah, I didn't cost a goal or I didn't do anything that directly led to a goal. So when that happens and that amount of bad decision making happens in a single game, it's not really also only on the manager, it's also on the players for making the wrong individual decision.
Yeah, but
I thought our first 18 minutes was good. I thought we were very much in control of that game. We were creating most of the chances.
Yeah, great.
Should have scored.
But after that first goal went in, man, we were done. We were gone.
We capitulated.
The wheels
We were
fell.
gone.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I've got to say, by the way, Venom, yeah, you do. Mark Gay's not come here sat on the bench, mate. Mark Gay's left Palace, where he could have gone to Liverpool, United, Arsenal, abroad. He came to City.
You can't blame Gay for the first goal, though. That was just a long ball over the top. O'Reilly.
No, I've already said it. Again, just tonight, I think O'Reilly had a bit of a mare.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially for the
but people are doing it. Yeah. O'Reilly's never played left back before. When
He did.
he played left back for the first 3 months, and everyone was saying he's better than Louis Hall at left back.
Yeah, he had a mare.
But we got to. This is what I mean. We got to stop this recency revisionism.
Yeah,
we're doing. Oh, well, 2 weeks ago we did this. No, think 3 months ago.
I think a lot of people just have to understand that when you're talking about young players like O'Reilly, Savio, Doku even, because he's still very young, Kusanov, they're always going to make mistakes. They're always going to do that. They're going to be inconsistent because that's what young players do. There are times they're probably the best player on the pitch, but then literally the next game they're going to be horrible. That's normal. That's to be expected from a young player because they're still learning the game. They're still learning the craft. So if you're just going to crucify a player like people are doing to O'Reilly now because of a bad performance, they're just missing out on the point of football.
And I'm only talking tonight, Spartacus. I'm only doing
I know.
When I'm analysing tonight, I'm not saying he's shit overall because he's one of my player of the seasons. And by the way, Cade, you said why scared for Vinny? Vinny's one of their best players. This is why, Cade, 2 days ago I predicted Kushnerov to do it. That's why, if you notice, he always brought Walker out against Real Madrid. Because he's not stupid. He wants pace.
But Martin,
the idea
I also
of Kushnerov was to not go forward. And even they said on commentary, they went, Kushnerov doesn't know what to do when he's going forward. He doesn't know what to do. He looks lost. But I suppose you've got to give it up. Whoa, who's got me on the... Someone's got me on background.
I think that's Veta.
Must be
I think
Veta.
it is.
Only just
is that the host with the most?
Oh, there we go. It's over now.
Okay.
No.
Right, yeah, I'm all right now. Right, you're all right now. You sorted it. Thank you.
How you
I
guys
think
Good evening, Veta.
I think that what you said is true, Martin, but I also believe that at times you just got to back a player to do better than the opposition. Because if you're scared of Nunes going forward because it's going to leave space for Vinny to exploit in behind, that also means that Vinny's not tracking Nunes. So Nunes is going to have the space. So force them to give up on something with Nunes going forward. I think this notion of Vinny's fast, Kusanov is fast, so one stops the other. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think what Walker gave that Kusanov doesn't have yet is the brain. Walker was a very smart defender and knew how to deal with those situations. Kusanov is still very raw, and we're seeing that with a couple of times where the strategy from him was clearly just run towards Vinny and shoulder to shoulder him out of the ball. And many of those times, Vinny just stopped the ball and Kusanov went flying.
Yeah.
And that's what a tricky winger will be doing.
Is Donnarumma suspended, by the way? Is that true? I know he got bought.
Don't even smile, Spat.
No, I'm not asking you because he saved the penalty. He saved the penalty.
We've got a chance, lads. We've got a chance.
Are you saying we've got a chance? Yeah.
Savio should leave, man. He already wearing the number 26 hurts me. So again, man of the match on Saturday, selling back again tonight. This is why I love this game.
The other thing is as well, you're talking about the right back issue. Again, don't forget. 2 legs.
Sorry, Magnet. Kay, go and take it up with Pep, mate. He's give you the explanation. Take it up with Pep.
I know.
Go on, Magnus.
But the right back issue here for this particular game, I think as well, probably Pep thought he kind of, well, I will need a defensive right back. One thing we don't want to do is come away with a heavy defeat from the Bernabeu. Unfortunately,
that's exactly what we got.
That's what we got. So, and I think he thought that's what we're going to do. So I'm not going to play Nunes at right back because I want to make sure that we don't concede a shitload of goals. But unfortunately, the opposite happened.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you change for the second leg? I'm going to ask you. Is anyone giving us a chance?
Don't say the
Madrid are not a very good side.
The Dumb and Dumber sketch.
But
We all know how they're going
let's
to
be
play
honest here.
Etihad. They're going to play the nastiest low block, and they're going to have maybe Mbappe back or whatever, and they're going to try to just go long ball after long ball after long ball after long ball.
Yeah.
What I would
And
do
base
personally,
this time.
I would just bring O'Reilly into the midfield, but I know he back at left back, Nunes back at right back, Savio right, Doku left, Haaland on top. Don't change too much. Allow the players to be in the best position. You allow Nunes to occupy those half spaces, and you allow O'Reilly to get into those half spaces as well to create the space for the wingers and the passing channels and the dynamics for the winger to do well. And you have a base of Rodri and Bernardo Silva behind them with Diaz and Guehi behind those two to be able to just circulate possession, get the ball from one side to the other one quickly and efficiently.
That's true, Ram. English
I will be playing.
We're not getting our 5th spot
We're
next season now.
Turkey.
That's in the mud now. The 5th spot's gone next season because we've all capitulated this week. We've all been shit.
Oh God.
Did Chelsea lose as well?
Yeah.
They got beat 5-2.
Yeah.
They got whooped.
Wow.
But I do think that Liverpool's going to go through. 1-0 only is not enough for them.
I'm
to
not
stay in
ruling
the
us
league.
out. Call me happy clapper. Call me everything you can. If we can get a goal in the first 10 minutes and get that Etihad rocking, I'm not saying it's not easy. I'm not saying it's likely. There's a 5 to 10% chance. But
It's like
there's a chance.
I think Madrid are not a very good side, and I think if we are able to play, if we're not scared of them, I think we have a very decent chance of going through. I think the only real question mark we have is the world-class goalkeeper that they have. In this, if Courtois resolves to turn up, then scoring rate past them is going to be a nightmare. As we've seen today with that, for example, that O'Reilly kind of shot tackle that he saved. Any other goalkeeper on the planet.
O'Reilly also had another good one from the cross. He was wide open at the back post. I thought he was on.
But they called a free kick on that one. They called a free kick on that one. Yeah.
Okay. I'll call it that. Well, yeah, it's.
Magnus doesn't believe.
I think we'd have to try and think. We'd have to try and think about getting Turkey on right from the.
Yeah, you're gonna have Turkey. Yeah, Turkey has to play for me.
You have to have some more.
I'll be straight. I'm going with Turkey. I'm folding. I'm just going all out. Go out them.
You have to go.
We might as well go out swinging now.
You need some creativity centrally. You can't just rely on the two wingers to create for you.
Yeah.
If you goals down in the second leg at home, you've got to really go for it.
Yeah.
And if they score, if they get a goal, that's pretty much game over. So you might.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't play both of them.
For 4-0, they're not 4-0, Ash. Only 3, mate. See, look, Cage straight away. Foden ? So when people say to me he's put the wrong team, nobody wants. Some people don't want the players on the bench. What you basically are telling me is it's Turkey and that's it. What we're saying is in a roundabout way here, the guy you wanted was Turkey. That was it. So everyone's going, I want this, that, and the other. You want Turkey. That's what you want.
This hasn't been a good day for me.
And I'm sorry,
Losing.
Turkey didn't out when he came on either today.
No, I think
So I don't want to put all our stocks in a 22-year-old and go, good luck, see you, run it. That's a lot of pressure. He's very, very good. He's been excellent, but come on, he's not KDB. I know people are trying to do that, but he's not.
But that's the thing, Martin. Foden isn't at his best, so people are like, would you put
He's never
Reinders
going
there?
to get back to his best mate sat on the bench.
But we're talking about for this specific game, would you want a Reinders there beforehand? Just because I've seen Reinders in more dangerous positions. Because if Pep plays Foden deep, it's not going to do us any good.
Well, like I said, exactly, Martin. Cherky, Foden, Haaland, full send.
If you're putting Reinders for the goal threat, he's not been taking shots very well. So he does get to the spaces, but he does jack shit with that. Unfortunately. And I really like the kid, but
I think if people are thinking that Semenyo will play in the 10, I think that's a no-goer for me. I think you've got to try and have Cherky close to Haaland like that. I would definitely not have Semenyo there. I don't think he's going to create enough chances either. So you've got to have someone like Cherky there right from the off, not bringing him off the bench. Now, Reinders is more a kind of player you'd bring off from the bench. Say if you manage to get it, claw it back to 2 goals or something like that. He'd be the one to try and when you're pushing for the last 15 minutes and you need to get the 3rd goal, that's the kind of sub you want. Reinders coming on, running into the box, trying to get on the end of them, finishing the chances. That's what I would do. The interesting thing from the City's fan base perspective, I think because it's so divided at the moment, knowing that Mbappe is going to be coming back and they're going to sit in a low block, is the clamour for having Kushinoff as a centre-back, not a right-back, as a centre-back.
It doesn't matter what the clamour is. We've got to stop. This is my thing.
They will push that.
I know, but fans don't choose the team.
Magnus, I also believe that Mbappe is going to be on one leg if he plays. I don't buy that he's going to play. From what I've heard, I don't think he will.
And I know this is so harsh to say because we're a YouTube channel and all opinions matter, and I'm not saying we can't debate it, but you just said the clamour for it.
Yeah,
I'm clamouring for you know. I used to clamour for Jennifer Aniston and a Bugatti Veyron in my driveway.
Wait, why did you say all opinions matter?
No, they do. Because they do. All opinions matter.
Do they?
I'm trying something new. Piss off. I'm playing the nice guy.
Okay.
Now that is something new.
I'm trying to be diplomatic now.
That is new.
Doesn't mean I can't disagree. No, but listen. Come on. I've had a breathing over the last
I have a conspiracy theory. I think this is a clone of Martin. I don't think this is the original Martin.
This is Martin after brain up.
They switched the brains. They switched the brains there.
Our friend from McFc Talk, big up Queen of Heart, has gifted 10 channel memberships. Thank you. I bet you're sat here thinking of the Newcastle.
I wonder if that
she deserved that. She deserved those tears.
It's not stateside, so you can stop that. She must be sat here thinking, Jesus, is this what success brings? Stick it.
Yeah.
And then Stephen, our resident lovely Arsenal fan, show him a lot of love. I guess beating Real Madrid ain't for everyone. No, we beat them in December, mate. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. We've beaten them, Stephen, this year. Sorry to be sure. I suppose not. I suppose beating by Leverkusen is not for everyone either.
I mean, we didn't beat them.
I mean, we did.
So
yes, we did the last time we played them, didn't we? Someone's going to correct me now.
Was it not a 2-0 we lost at the Etihad, Martin?
Yeah, we have played them before,
you
know. We have played them before then. I don't mean this season, Spartacus.
I think we'll beat them again, but it just might not be enough.
We are out, Martin.
Oh,
All
we'll
right.
beat them. I think that's for sure.
Everyone's telling me bench Haaland. I'm going to ask the question. Who's got the balls to do that?
I think.
Wait. Bench Haaland for West Ham or bench Haaland for the second leg?
I think people are saying he should have been benched 2 months ago. So I presume they mean for a little bit.
I think with Haaland, we are a less fun to watch side, but we're also more lethal with him. So I think that's the trade-off. We're going to create less chances because we're going to have less movement. But those chances are going to be directed towards Haaland, and he's a better finisher than anybody else on the planet. So you're more likely to score out of less chances.
Guys, we're not even at 100 likes. Come on. This is like therapy. There's 325 of you in here, and we're not even at 115 likes. Please make sure that like button is lit up. Please, it really does help. Appreciate the support, and there's no melting down. We're doing it sensibly. We're being constructively criticising. Vader wants to say something to me in a very negative way. I can tell by his face.
No, I don't. I got nothing negative to.
Ed's off the screen now because he's gone to sleep. Don't know what Magnus is doing because he's off camera.
Oh God.
Well, word is that Ed had some emotional eating after the game, and I can understand that. You're on mute.
I had
to make me a nice meal after that, man. I had to make me a nice meal.
I hear it. No,
he was hoping the show was over by the time he'd finished.
No, that's not. I actually forgot. I got the time change mixed up. I thought it was 3 hours, but it's 4 hours.
I mean, like everyone here, I was surprised by the 11. But when I see things like that,
what were you surprised about?
I was surprised by the two changes at left back and right back.
Okay.
And again, so listening to the show, I heard that Nori might have had a knock, so I get that. But to make the additional change on the right hand side, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And as controversial as it might seem, I thought that Pep would have went with Nunez, Kostanov, and Gehi, and the big drama. I think, and the big drama had been Diaz not being in that back line, and then the combinations of midfields that were kind of thrown around. I thought, you know what? I thought O'Reilly was going to be there to be next to Rodri. I thought we were going to see what we all hate to see, which would have been a Bernardo Silva flirting on that right wing with possible Shirky, with them kind of interchanging or that happening, and it was going to be a Doku and a Haaland. I thought it was going to be something like that. Somewhat predictable, but when something's predictable, Pep's not going to do the predictable. And it seemed to be okay early, despite us not quite being as smooth. We were creating chances. We were dealing with the pace of what Real Madrid was. What hurt us incredibly, especially at the Bernabeu, is when they have their first shot on target and it's a goal. And
it's a calamity from the goalkeepers.
Yeah, and it's one of those where it's like completely preventable. They get their first chance, it's scored, and I think as a club, as the players, they were all a little rattled. They were all kind of like, "What the heck? What did we just get hit with?" And we didn't quite find our form. But when we have this group of players, we're unfortunately going to have games like this. I think Real Madrid were wounded animals. And we, as amped up as we should have been because we see how many injuries they had, we having the confidence made a lot of sense. But because of that, I think they were drilled in not to be embarrassed. Like defensively to a man, Real Madrid, they were shifting left and right. They were pushing up forward. They were dropping back. Trent was very rarely left alone. And if he was left alone, it was for a split second because Doku got the ball quick and he was attacking onto them. I think they were just so well drilled and ready for us. I'm going to say this now in hindsight watching this game. If teams are going to protect their right back like that, we have to have an overlapping left back. We have to have, because even the way Trent would shift his body and whichever the second midfielder was, and they were going to help. As soon as he's doing that, let's have that overlapping left back pull that player away. Doku easily can always shift to his right, and then he's shifting to his right, not trying to get past a right back and whoever's helping out, whether it's a midfielder or a right wing. But I think those are all things we'll learn over time. Us being this city, and I'm gonna spill the beans a little bit because I get criticized all the time for, Vader, why do you want to play against the best? I'm the one that always refers to the Ric Flair quote. I'm always saying, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Oh, to be the man, you got to be the man. You got to beat the man.
No, please.
If you're gonna quote
No. Go back to being host, please. To be the best, you've got to beat the best. That is the quote. That is Ric Flair.
You're not even getting this kind of therapy anywhere else. We're just having you're not getting this therapy anywhere else.
My bad. It's not stateside blues. It's not stateside blues. My bad. But
I'm just teaching you how to be a good host. Carry on.
Oh, you know what? Sound effects are back. I'm gonna say this. When we play against teams like Real Madrid, or we play whoever happens to be best in the moment, I love these games because now in hindsight, we take a step back, we can see where we're deficient. We can see whether we look at the starting 11 or we look on the bench and we're like, what ideas, what could we have done differently? If we look at the 11, we look at who was on the bench and we're like, we still don't have it. That shows the levels we need to get to. There's no surprises that there's a reason why we're going out there and we're looking for a Warden or
yeah. But by the way, we're not after squad players there. We're going out for ready-made coming to the 11 players.
Yeah. So I want to piggyback on that. When you look at a Valverde, when you look at a Rice,
I'd love him. Oh, please, if you want Rodri, just do something. I tell you what, they can have Rodri in 100 million. I will fly Rodri. I love Rodri to bits, but I'm sorry, Valverde. If you can get Valverde in a blue shirt, you know he's my dream. He is my dream. Sorry.
That money is better spent on Pedri.
Piss off.
Magnus agrees with me. I'm a
Valverde guy. And
the reason why I'm in agreement with Martin with regards to the profile. We need legs. We need that type of mobility. Hey, whether Rodri signs with us or not,
is that squad too imbalanced then? Is this what Spartacus has been saying between fighters and techie ballers, as they call it?
I don't know.
Have we not got that nice balance then?
I don't know if I would argue that it's probably in balance with the involvement of a Bernardo Silva and Rodri, right? The two of them on that pitch, we're going to have an imbalance because, again, yes, we can have the kilometers collected from Bernardo. Yes, we can have the tracking and the intelligence, but then there's also the pace of movement. There's a physicality that, again, a Szoboszlai, a Valverde, a Rice, we're looking at.
Supreme.
Okay, that's fine. I'll hear your point on it, but this is where it's like we need something to partner up. And I think if Rodri were to remain here, we need either the existing players to step up and to be able to do that off the ball work and that tracking and defending, because you need to be able to go into the 50-50s. I'm tired of seeing some of our players kind of like just jump as like a pogo stick in the 50-50s, like not really get stuck in. We need a player like that. And I don't think we currently have players that will do it. Can they? Possibly, but they're not doing it now, so that's why I see an imbalance. But go ahead, Spartacus.
I think if you go too much to the physicality side, I think you lose too much on the creativity side. And I think if you have a player like, let's say we have a midfield three of, I'm gonna just say the name because I love the player, and I think he's just what we should be looking at. If I have a midfield three of O'Reilly, Rodri, and Pedri, or somebody in the mode of the Pedri, like a Vitinha, Pedri, Barrios, let me think about somebody else there. I can't really think about anybody else. Have a player on that mode. you have the dual winner in O'Reilly. You have the tempo setter in Rodri, but you also have the pressure evader in a Pedri or a Vitinha or a João Neves in a player like that. And I think we lack the ability to avoid the press. And that is not made out of physicality. Physicality is always going to be at best a 50-50, at best a 60-60. But if you're able to get the ball to a ridiculously
but I'm talking more so
gifted
off the
player,
ball, Spartacus. I'm talking more off the ball because again, I would argue that Shirky can help us avoid the press, can be composed. You don't believe so?
I don't think I don't want Cherky deeper.
No, I don't think Pep believes Cherky can help us with the press.
No,
But you want him
no.
higher
We're
up
saying
the
two
pitch.
different things, Martin. We're saying two different things.
All right.
While we have possession and we're being pressed,
Yeah.
I think Shirky
Oh,
can
you
deal
doing
with
on
that.
the ball and off the ball.
But off the ball is where Shirky needs to raise his level.
Well, Pep
That's where
said that. Pep said that.
He
That's
does.
what he said last week. But
So when
he said he's only 22, he's young.
I don't want Cherky to be deeper on the pitch. I want him to be higher up where he can do the risky things and not be as costly as doing deeper.
Don't you start that. You want him to do
I will love them.
stuff.
Of course I do. That's why I want him. That's why I want him higher up the pitch, because he can do that higher up the pitch.
So you don't want Shirky. So where do you want Shirky playing? And where would you want Pedri playing?
He'd have him at left
I
back,
would want
centre
Pedri.
back, midfield, number 10, number 9. He'd have 11 Shirkies all over the pitch. Him.
Of course, all day. But on the serious note, I would have Pedri playing deeper alongside Haaland and alongside Rodri, and I would have Cherky playing as the inside forward, coming in late inside and being able to occupy those 10 areas, coming in from the wing. This is, I think, that's where the highest ceiling for Cherky is, because then when he comes in from those wide areas into those midfield areas, he's usually going to be unmarked because the fullback's never really going to go that far away from the wide areas. So nobody really knows who to pick him. That's where he can get the first pass and have the space to turn and maybe even find a pass or a shot. I think if he starts on the midfield in those 10 areas, then the opposition easily picks him up, either with just dropping centre back or the 6 just drops a little bit deeper and ties him down. But if he comes out from the wide areas, you buy him that split second where he can do the things that he's best at. So that's why I don't want him further down the pitch. Because I want him to be a
we made
question
more
mark.
forward passes than Real Madrid tonight.
Oh, of course we did.
That actually shocked me when I saw that. We made more of the 22 forward passes. Real Madrid only played, well, I say 115 successful final third passes. Madrid were as low as 66, City 144. And by the way, do you know where it tells me where our creation was on the wing? The amount of crosses we put in tonight was 17 compared to Real Madrid's 5.
Martin, a lot of those passes, the issue with those stats is that a lot of those passes are from the wide centre back / fullback to the winger. So that is a pass into the final third, but it isn't one of those line opening.
I'm saying it more Spartacus from people are saying about the creation. The creation on Pep tonight was from the wings. That was where he was trying to get his creation from. He was trying to go.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
probably a little bit old school. I think in a way, he was trying to replicate St. James's Park on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's what he was doing. And what people haven't realised is here a little bit is, I'm going to sort of said this earlier on. I think Pep, the players, and us fans all went in there with a touch of arrogance into this tonight. We all went in there thinking we'd slap Real Madrid.
I don't know. No, I think we underestimated them. I don't know if it's so much.
I said 2-1.
No, but Ed, we had this chat last week, and people were coming out with 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. They were wrapping it up in game 1.
Mario, you're not going to beat Madrid. Madrid might get beat like that in the league, but when it comes to
this is Real Madrid
when it comes to
in
Europe,
the knockouts.
When it comes to Europe, Real Madrid is not getting battered.
Yeah,
for them.
different.
Well, except for when they played us a couple seasons ago.
No, I mean the only difference tonight is he explained he explained the Nunes part because he didn't want to go forward as much. He was sacrificing going forward through Nunes to allow Kushinov to defend Vinny Jr. better.
Yeah, against Arsenal, we had against Newcastle, we had the right back go up, and the left back becomes the left-sided centre back. Kusanov goes to the midfield, and Diaz who was the right-sided centre back? I don't remember who it was. Stones it was Stones. Went into those right-sided centre back areas. With Husanov, we went with O'Reilly going up the pitch, and then Husanov becomes the third centre back. But the consequence of that is that you will have to start your progression down the left hand side, and the wingers they are not. You cannot expect Doku to do what Savio did against Newcastle, and you cannot expect Savio to do what Doku did against Newcastle, because those skill sets are not translatable. Doku is not Savio, Savio is not Doku. So if Pep was expecting us to be able to start the build up down the left hand side and still isolate Doku 1-on-1 with Trent, I think then probably he was a little bit too naive in that, because then what Arbeloa easily did was tell Valverde to just, okay, you're going to drop back and you're going to just follow O'Reilly. And if he goes a little bit deeper and Doku gets the ball, forget O'Reilly and just double down on Doku. Sometimes even triple down. But then Doku needs to move the ball faster, because if there are 3 players on him, that's a player 3 elsewhere. So if you're able to move the ball fast enough, you find those players and they create. But Doku was still trying to force a move. So
what do you mean by the levels of gaslighting on this stream? We're not gaslighting, mate. We're criticising, but in a calm fashion, Daniela. Because we're not saying Pep out doesn't mean we're gaslighting.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Come on.
I
think everybody here agreed that Pep.
We all said Pep fucked up. Pep fucked up.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I want him out. Because I'm going to say it again. I don't think there's a better manager out there than him.
Yeah, no, the 11 was very surprising. But this is what I'm curious with regards to what was seen on the training pitch, right? Like, what was he seeing between Savio, Semenyo, like Doku with regards to in possession, movement, creating chances? Because yeah, it was an odd one to see those 4, right? Doku, Haaland, Semenyo, and Savinho.
First time ever.
Yeah, but I'm curious what was on the training pitch, what was on the board, what was the suggestion in terms of, you know what, here's what we're anticipating Real Madrid to do in their defensive form, and here's how we're gonna get out. I wish I could be a fly on the wall, because go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that he had much time on the training grounds to be able to see anything, really, because just a few days ago we were away at St. James, and yesterday we're moving into Madrid. So realistically, he only had 1 training session, so you can't really see much in there, because you have to recover from the Newcastle game, and then you have to not really train so hard yesterday.
But Spartacus, we know that it may not, but at the same time, there's going to be the whiteboard. There's going to be the coach's instructions. There's going to be, here's what to anticipate, right? It's not just, we're playing Real Madrid next, right? There would have been, here's what we're expecting them. Here are their tendencies. There's that type of communication. I'm very curious to what was, you know what, I see injecting these attacking 4, and it's still being us City and us getting it. I wish to kind of know that understanding.
Just to let you know, I've just finished the poll results. Kansas City mount a comeback. 71% said over and out. 18% said it's 50-50, and 11% still think we'll go through. Wow, intriguing.
A lot of people actually think we're going to go through.
Few people are Pep out already. Pep can't get the motivation in the team anymore. Disagree with that, because you don't finish, you don't be second and get to cup finals, Sean, if you can't motivate him, mate. That's where I disagree.
Yeah, there's still a lot of football left to be played. What I'm saying this, I can't, it's not in my DNA. Those of you in the chat that will quit, that's fine. It's
Yeah,
not in my
you'll pep
DNA to
out,
do
you
it.
pep out, but we're
No,
not.
not even pep out. Those to say, you know what, the tie's over. You know, you live your football life that way. That's not how I live. My
I will
football
never
life.
be pep out. I'm sorry, I won't be. This guy's done too much for me in my own life and given me too much happiness for me ever to say get him out.
Fair.
That doesn't make Pep Guardiola bigger than the club. I'm not saying that. You know, if we finish 5th or 6th, yeah. But we're challenging for a league. We're in cup finals. I wasn't expecting to win the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I was never expecting to win the Champions League. That wasn't in my wheelhouse. So maybe that's part of my issue of I'm not really asked about this competition, if I'm honest.
Whoa.
No, I don't. This season, I'm not. And I said this back in August.
No,
Yeah,
I gotta
want
stop
the
you.
league.
I gotta stop you.
Vader,
I gotta stop
want
you.
the league. No, I want the league, Vader.
No, I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you. Okay, I hear at the end of the season, I hear with regards to, you know what, when it's all said and done, the Champions League was really not a high priority for me. However, as we go week to week, month to month, we find ourselves here. What I'm most judgy of.
Quad still on. I like that. We've gone from with shit to
That's
the quad
crazy.
still on. I like it, BB. I like the
What-
optimism.
What I'm still on is
Is
about
that you, Magnus?
seeing how we compete.
No.
See how we play. Oh man, I had a point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh,
there was no
oh.
creation in central areas because creation was from wide.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then if you also look at the personnel, like who would have been tasked to provide the central creation? Was it going to be Rodri, Bernardo Silva?
But what we're
Like,
saying
was it-
there, he went into there thinking there was not going to be any central creation.
I think
Yeah,
later
but
the goal was to have
some.
Semenyo. I think the goal was to have Semenyo jumping into the box with Haaland and have the other two midfielders in Bernardo and Rodri circulate the ball from one wing to the other to be able to put the ball in the box for those two to try to convert. But I think what ended up not working out was that when we got the ball on the left-hand side, there were too many people there and we couldn't circulate the ball. And then when the ball got to the right side, there were too few people there and we couldn't circulate the ball either. And I think that's where we ended up having issues.
I hear you. I hear you.
Do you know why I don't get on the Pep stuff is? Because I think Pep will go in 2027 anyway. I think Pep will do next season and that's it. I think we'll call it a day.
For fuck's sake.
And I think that's probably the best way. Let him go out the way he does. Few players will go with him, whatever, and then start again. I know the days of Pep end. I'm not stupid, but I don't want Pep to go out in a Wenger way. And the thing is, I think
impossible.
people. This is just my opinion. Has Pep made mistakes? Yes. Pep, we've always said he's a crazy, mad scientist.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll come up with ideas and you think, where's that come from? I think tonight, that's Pep's biggest Achilles heel for me. Sometimes he makes decisions and you think, where's that come from?
Right.
But my biggest thing is I don't believe I'm not going to join the bandwagon of ruining Pep's legacy on the way out because we're not winning a league. And by the way, I still don't say without the league. For me, during the transition to still be challenging for the league, tonight was piss poor. Do not get me wrong. Tonight was piss poor. But that was the first defeat in 12 games.
Martin, I'm going to clap back on the narrative that I'm going to clap back on the narrative that Pep did something new today, because structurally speaking, it's very, very similar to what we did before. It's a player holding the width on the left-hand side.
I think he opened up our midfield too much today.
Yeah, Sparky, that's what I'm saying. Like, Semenyo being the second striker coming from the wing, off the wing area and taking out a goal winner. We didn't have an extra tackler in the midfield, Spartacus. We didn't have an extra.
We haven't done that. We've been using this two striker situation for a long while now. Ever since Semenyo came onto the side, it's been Haaland and Semenyo up top with another winger just behind them and the fullback sustaining the width. The difference today was the player behind Haaland was a fullback. in O'Reilly, and we held the width instead of with the fullbacks. We held the width of the wingers.
But
But
Spartacus,
structurally speaking, it's still the same outcome.
yeah,
You have
but
two players behind Haaland.
before we put O'Reilly into the midfield, our midfield was still getting opened up like it did today.
Yeah, but again, what I'm saying is, structurally speaking, the players on those positions, we were still doing the same thing. I think where you can be saying is the selection of the players to do those roles was not the best. But the roles itself have been doing that for a long while now. Semenyo has been a second striker, not coming from the wing, starting as a central striker for about 4 or 5 games now. We've been playing this 4-2-2 situation ever since Doku got injured and Semenyo came into the 11. Now that Doku's back.
All I'm saying is, Sparks, when you take out that extra midfielder, when you take out a midfielder next to Rodri and Bernardo, you are leaving the midfield open. That's what happened to us before we put an extra body in there, and that's what happened when we took an extra body out of there.
Realistically, again, we haven't done that.
Sorry, since you do these super chats, my apologies. They've been here for a while. Lee Gates, thank you for your $5. Pep is he's still brutal enough to make decisions such as benching Haaland and trying something new. Thank you, mate. And then Adole says, Martin, what do you mean you will never be Pep out? The club comes first. Our team today was better than Madrid. Pep got beaten by an interim manager, spent $500,000. It's fine. That's just my person. I'll never be Pep out.
Because I know what you mean. Literally, at the sake of it being a detriment to the club, then things will change.
Of course I would.
Yeah, but people are being a little too literal when you say I would never be Pep.
I think people are doing. I'm going to be honest. I think people are doing too much against Pep at the minute because of the trophy situation. This is about trophies. That's fine. That's your opinion, but just be honest with it and go, you know what? It's about the trophies. I'd rather people just. I've no problem if that's what you are. That's how you think. Fine, but just be honest about it.
But Martin, to say you got to win a league,
we're not 6.
But to say you got to win a league every year, or every other year, no club in world football does that. Besides maybe the way some are moving on the Pep situation is we'll be sacking managers every 2 years, and that is the last thing I want for the club because I think that is a detriment to the club. Yeah. Everyone is so desperate to be Real Madrid. Everyone is so desperate to get to the Real Madrid level where if you don't win a trophy in one season, you sack them. You got to know what league you're in. You got to know what league you're in.
If that happens, then I'm sorry. I think we're done as a football club. Yeah. We're done as a football club.
If people think Vincent Kompany is going to win a league every year or every other year,
well, thank you, Super.
That's not going to happen.
Because that's why they want something new. They want something new, not because of the ideas. Some of them want something new because they think something new brings trophies. Can you imagine if Mikel Arteta was our manager or someone of a similar ilk and it took them 5-6 years to win a title? Some people would not allow that. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't allow it to get to 6 years. And that's where I think you do end up in a Man U situation. You do end up in a Chelsea situation where you're paying more in managers' payouts than you are wages to the players sometimes. I don't want to be like that. I'd rather have a stable football club than a revolving door at the manager's desk. And I'm sorry, if Pep can be sacked, then anyone's getting sacked moving forward. Because I'm sorry, he's the greatest manager in our history. Yes, he will go. I'm not saying, in like Beta's spot on, if it becomes to the detriment of the team where you're finishing 5th, 6th, going out in the 4th round, then yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Which is why, and Queenie was in the chat earlier, why I think Eddie Howe should leave Newcastle, because I don't think he can take them to that next level. So I'm sorry. I think the Pep out stuff is ridiculous. I think it's reactionary. I think it's a little bit entitled. We can criticize him 1000%, but people aren't criticizing him. They're saying he's finished. Get him out. If this is Pep finished, I want to see him when he's not then. Because if he wasn't finished, we'd be 20 points clear of this league.
Yeah.
Pep's finished and we're 7 points behind Arsenal with a game in hand. And in another cup final. Fuck me. If that's finished, wow. That's just my opinion. I think he overthinks it because I think this is a competition that means a lot to him.
Yeah.
I know you've got to drop Beta. We're going to end in 5 anyway. Big up, Beta. Have you got any shows coming up, mate? Seeing as you've done your flying visit.
I do. 1 second. I know you don't like the soundboard, but yeah, I got a couple shows coming up. In particular, I gotta organize things properly, and I think it's probably gonna be a good time before the weekend hits to do a CIA. So please look out for that invite, my Blues. But my next show, Vader games. I'm gonna talk about. Obviously, I got to talk about Real Madrid, but I'm gonna talk about why I like City playing against the best, and I'll explain why. We know exactly where our club's at when we're playing against the best in the world or the best competition, so we can find out where our deficiencies are and more. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. Tune in, subscribe, please, and good looking out, people.
No, take care, mate, and we'll
Thank
speak
you.
soon.
Statistician Spartacus, good looking out. I'll see you soon, Martin, Ed. That Avi is absolutely. Listen, Magnus, beautiful. I'll catch you guys.
All right, take care, Vader.
All right.
Yeah, you know, DG and we he had a stinker tonight, but does it mean I want him out? No. I'm criticizing him without. But I mean, people are going to say the tactics are us. Weren't the people asking for wing play?
What I'm going to say, Martin, and this is going to be a little bit of a preview of what I'm going to talk about this game and the show that I'm doing with Dubs.
Yeah,
I think today what we've really... But...
You've thrown him.
But I think what we had a lot of... What we had a big... We had a hard time dealing with...
A big one.
I'm trying to find the words here. Give me a second. You broke me flying up for... No, the big thing. The big thing that we struggled with.
I was about to get the bleep.
You've got a dirty mind, Martin. You've got a dirty mind, mate.
It was you in the way you said it.
But I think the thing we struggled a lot today was we're trying to press in this diamond shape where we have Bernardo going as the attacking midfielder, the two strikers, and the wingers dropping back into the midfield. But what Madrid was constantly doing was waiting for one of the strikers to try to jump onto Courtois. Then Courtois passes the ball to the pivot. The pivot passes the ball to the centre back where the striker tried to jump into Donnarumma. And now the centre back can run up the pitch unmarked. And that breaks the structure. And then it becomes a game of finding the free man because there is a man carrying the ball into the space. So you have to approach him. But if you approach them, it means that you left someone behind you. So you make a third pass combination to find that player in space. And then this player now is running with the ball. And I think we just couldn't deal with that at all. And funnily enough, it came from the goalkeeper being able to pass the ball.
Yeah. Cheers, Ed. I hope you're going to go and get dessert now.
Yes. Hey, I jumped on here. You said you probably thought I was going to jump on. I jumped on. I'll see
you with us tomorrow? Are you back tomorrow with us?
I'm back tomorrow.
Oh, don't forget Oil Brothers.
It's fine, man. They're 13th. I'm not worried about them. Yeah, I'm not worried about talking about this whole thing with Newcastle. You know.
Wow. Apologies
They
to
might
Queenie
go
in the
through.
chat. Thank you for your 10
Nah, they're
gifted
not going.
memberships, by the way.
They're not going.
I don't think they do, but you never know. It's just 1-1.
See, there was something. Cheers, Ed. Touch
All right, have a good
one. Mate. Have a good
Have a good
evening.
one, Ed.
We're going to end in 2 minutes. So his tactics are ass. Again, depends who you speak to, because on Saturday, everyone was waxing lyrical about the wing play. Again, this is what I mean. We've got to be careful. We're begging for something one week, and then we're going. Because by the way, all I heard, and some of you will have heard this, I've got my City back. That reminded me of Sane, Sterling days.
Mm.
And now it's, well, that's shit. Why didn't we go through the middle?
Yeah.
So again, we're just got to be a bit, I don't want to do A to Z. I want to break it down on the opponent, on the game, on the situation, not just, well, that was great. Now we do it all the time.
No, they can't do it that.
It's like having a nice meal. It's like if you don't have a nice meal. What's your favorite meal?
Probably simple.
What?
Pho from the Thai dish.
Right. If you had that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, would you get bored of it?
Absolutely not. It's fucking amazing.
That wasn't the answer I was waiting for.
Correct answer.
My favourite dinner is a Sunday roast, a nice chicken Sunday roast. But if I have that once a month, I look forward to it. It's nice. If I have it every day of the week, I'm looking bored of it by the end, and I'm like, don't like it anymore. We can't just go every single game, right? Run wingers, run this. Unfortunately, he's set up to go with wingers as your creator, and it didn't work. Part of it is where I will give Madrid a lot of respect here, and no one's talked about it yet. Madrid were clever. In the first 20 minutes, they saw Jeremy Doku tearing a strip off Trent. And you know what they did? That stops.
Yeah.
That stops now. And then what ended up was Real Madrid were playing long balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never seen Real Madrid play fucking long ball football before.
Are you being sarcastic there?
All right, I know you hate. Come on, Spartacus, don't do this.
Yeah.
You know, when did Real Madrid play like Stoke City?
That's all they do nowadays.
Well, I'm talking about in the last few. I'm not watching this season apart from that. Mate, you're not getting Enrique.
But Martin, I do think
Enrique stuff from.
I do think that there is a very when you have Haaland in the middle and when you have Marmoush in the middle.
I'm always there, Ethan. Always know that, mate.
I think when you have Haaland in the middle and you have Marmoush in the middle, I think
big up Briggs.
It's very different. And I think if you have Marmoush in the middle as the striker, he has the ability to drop a little bit deeper and be the central threat. So you still have to worry about something being dangerous in that middle. When you have Haaland, he's not really going to get out of the box to do something. Like, for example, the third goal against Newcastle. Haaland's not going to come out of the box to find a passing lane to receive the ball in between the lines and take a shot from deep. So having that threat, as we did against Newcastle, give the centre-backs another question mark. And this isn't to say that Haaland is good or Haaland is bad. They're different players that give you different things. And I think if you have Haaland on the pitch, you have to have a little bit of a central threat. You don't need to have like KDB in the middle and Sane Sterling on the wings. No, you just have to have somebody who's able to find a pass from the center. That could be Foden, that could be Cherky, that could be even O'Reilly when he plays there is able to find those passes. But I think having that at least a little bit of threat from the center is key on those games.
When did we first hear about this potential kind of niggle or knock or whatever you want to call it that Ait Nouri had? Was that kind of
on Monday?
right? Right. Okay.
That changes a lot, in it.
It does. I mean, when you think about that, because I would imagine O'Reilly would have been midfield, so now he's had to go there. So you're kind of a little bit not ideal situation, and then but you coupled also then on the right side when you look at the right back position, that is down to Pep. That is down to him, and I think that's so we kind of just one thing.
Another thing, Martin, that
Can I just do
much
this,
me
by the way?
realize.
FIFA, I hear that, mate, and I don't want you. I know it's emotional, and this is why I think tonight we've done it in the correct way. Yeah, no problem, Briggs. Sleep well, mate. I think you're not the only one who said that to me in the last week. Some in YouTube, and I know it's all opinions, but some in YouTube are acting like the Twitter spaces now. And I don't just think City, I think all football stuff is becoming very loud and rah and just angry. And it's like, I was watching something tonight and Arsenal fans were moaning. Everyone's just angry. You know, if everyone could win 70 games a season, it'd be great. But not everyone is there's going to be dips and downs, and I get it. If you Pep out, that's fine. But what you have to accept is the club ain't sacking him. That's absolutely fine if you want Pep out. But in your brain, you need to understand they're not going to sack him. Caldoon and Pep, I like that. If they didn't sack him last season, they ain't sacking him this season for doing better. And if it's based off money, then Man United should have won the league for the last 5 years then. Man United have spent more money than us in the last 10 years. I hear it, but we brought in 12, 13 new players. Some of them are young. It takes time. Sometimes they have to go through the bad. It's like the Champions League. We had to lose the Champions League final before we won it. We had to experience pain before you get to the mountaintop again.
Yeah. And it feels
I mean, what is it, Sparkers, Matt? There's about 7, 8, 9 players that have never won a bean at City. Never won a bean in football. They don't know what winning is.
They don't know what it takes to win.
That might be bad recruitment, whatever. I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is I think you're trying to get to the promised land as quick as possible. And I agree, we were poor tonight. But this entitlement of they didn't have their team, we've got. How do you think Bodo Glint are beating everyone?
They're damn
Bodo
good
Glint
side.
did not have a better team than Inter Milan. They did not have a better team than us. They did not have a better team than Sporting Lisbon. And they've dicked on everyone.
I think they have a better team than Lisbon. I think they do.
No, they don't. They don't have a Diamandi and all that in their team. Come on.
I think they're a very good side. But another thing that the Madrid did today, and this is to what I think Magnus was going into, they recognized that we didn't really have any ball progression down the right-hand side. So they said, okay, good enough, you'll be free. Let's double down on the other side and put more bodies there. So we didn't have the progression from the right-hand side, and we didn't have the isolation on the left-hand side. So we had the worst from both possibilities at the end of the day.
Can I by the way, this Martin bloke loves Pep way too much because he's our greatest ever manager, Hamburn.
My goodness.
Do you know every single game, Hamburn, we sing his name in the stadium? So are we all wrong? Are we all wrong? I don't know. Maybe we're all wrong. We're criticising him. The difference is we're just not saying sack him. We are criticising him.
We just mentioned then that we probably chose the right.
He said he's chose the wrong team and the wrong thing, and he was wrong tonight. But because we're not saying sack him, you're saying we love Pep. Of course we love Pep.
And we're not frothing at the mouth, or we're not being unhinged when we say these things. We're doing it in a calm, rational way, trying to identify what the problems were, right? And hopefully try and find some solutions.
Yes, we are, LG. We are. By the way, it's not as close as people are saying because there's no fee agreed. There is no fee agreed for Anderson. The only thing I've been told is Rodri is 50-50. Foden, I guess we'll see. There's stuff going on at the minute. It's not even him. I don't want to go into it too much. It's not even health-wise, by the way, or anything. It's people are being very nasty.
Bernardo,
we don't know. Probably going to leave at the minute. Probably going to leave. So Anderson, they want. I think they'll bring in 2 or 3 midfielders in the summer. That's why I'm saying the transition's not finished.
Yep. And this is why you're seeing
not finished
what we're seeing on the pitch, because we're just not quite there yet. And
the majority of the list I've got this summer is midfielders.
Yeah, if I was at the board today, I would try to get both Watson and Anderson.
I don't think I think they've come off Wharton.
Oh,
I know they did, and that's unfortunate.
Do you know why they went off Wharton? Because they went to Anderson.
I know, but I think both of them would have
there you
been
go
brilliant.
then. So
I actually agree. I think we need both.
Yeah,
they're not spending 190 million quid or whatever it is.
Oh.
Wharton is not going to be cheap.
yeah. Nor is going to be Anderson, to be honest.
I think Anderson will
think
be
they're
cheaper
worth it.
than Wharton.
Oh, probably, because I think it has an 80 something release clause.
I think Wharton's think Bruno. I think Pep would love him. I think he's too old.
I don't think we're going to go for him.
old.
I think
He's
we
too
might
old.
be looking at.
He's too old for the money. I think if they said 50, 60 mil, I think they'd take, but they're not. They're at 80, 90 million quid, and they're not going to pay that.
There is another player at Newcastle that we are very interested in.
We were at 8K, Ash. I don't know what happened. We were at 8K. We flew through 8K and then 200 people unsubscribed, which I said was going to happen. Every time you go above something, everyone unsubscribes to get you back below it because they don't. It's the way it is. It's YouTube. Oh, Morgan Gibbs White is on the list. Yes.
If we say Pep out, is it going to go back to 8K? Is those 200 people going to come back? Is it the trick?
There you go.
Finale, yes, but again, I think that's
he was the
gonna
one
be
that was
price.
sensing that.
Livramento.
Again, price.
Okay.
I'm a bit iffy on the Liverpool.
Everything's price.
I don't think.
Musiala?
I think we can do better than Livramento, to be honest.
Anyway, right, we're going to leave it there. I understand people that are emotional tonight. They're angry and it's everything. Listen, I hope we've tried to do this in the best way we can, calm. I think, by the way, big up to people who really, Kyle especially has come in with some great points about Rodri. Don't fully agree with him, but that's what debate is. We can agree to disagree. We can see things in different ways. And I hope you enjoyed it. There's been Daniela. Don't always agree, but he's made his point. Cade, Perfecto, loads of people have been Sean Fogarty, Impartiality, Luke, not in my lifetime, Briggs, Miami Snoopy, the Citizen. Everyone has been involved tonight, and it's been amazing. DC, as always, Chopper, our Newcastle friends have come in. So massive thank you to everyone. For everyone on the Super Chat, Stephen, Lee Gates, Ando, who else was there? BM, Daniele twice, Stefan for the Super Chats, thank you. For Queen, Oriano, Aaron, Bite Your Dick Off. Who else was there? Ourselves, we gifted 5. for your memberships. Big up to you all. And for those who smash likes, thank you so much. It means so much. There are loads coming up this week, starting tomorrow.
Oh, look at the time.
Hate is a disease. I'm going to get it out there. We'll couple of things, 3 subjects tomorrow. We're going to do a bit more Madrid fallout. We're going to do City hate is a disease, which I want to do. And we're also going to do West Ham preview. Then on Friday, 8 p.m, Oil Brothers is back with 3 Black and White Eyes. Baz, hopefully Dan, Scotty and the lads, and me and Ed, and maybe Pat. And on Saturday, not Friday, live watch along with me, Tone, maybe Pulper. We're going to do the full live watch along of West Ham versus Manchester City. We've not done a watch along in so long here on the channel. They used to be so popular, and then we stopped them because there was a lot of competition. But we've been asked to try it. We're going to do so. Yes, Ash, Sean Fogarty will all know about these watch alongs we used to do. Even Sean Fogarty will remember from Man City Van TV days and me watch alongs. Yeah, we're back with them. I don't know if they're going to be a one-off, but yeah. No, it's fine, mate, Sean. But like I said, and then we'll also do a little bit of post-match afterwards. So there's loads coming up on the channel this week, which is amazing. Don't forget, by the way, Dash, the charities aim to support awareness of teenage cancer as well. The link is there with the QR code. Give it a swipe, and just please, it can even be £1, but please help them achieve their goal as well for a very important cause as well. So yeah, we'll be live. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 Thursday night chat. Thank you, Tomato. Magnus has been here all the way through. Thank you, mate.
Yep, it's been a pressure.
Spartacus has joined us and he's not even taught Donnarumma. Fucking told you we'd get it done.
Well done, Spartacus.
I did see a world-class goalkeeper today, to be fair.
Yeah, that penalty save. Fucking amazing.
Mate, Vinny, Jesus Christ, if I speak.
No. Big up to Ed as well. Listen, I know we're all disappointed. Pep messed up. The players messed up. But we'll be back. We'll turn it around. We got beat. We drew against Forest. We drew against Forest and we smashed Newcastle. We go to West Ham. We go to the London Stadium on Saturday night and we smack the Hammers. We hammer the Hammers. We put the nail into their coffin. Put them back in that relegation fight. And yeah, and then it's over. We'll see what other people do. Yeah, Kushka, mate. Give us a think. I've left you alone because of the email. I didn't want to push too much, mate. But anytime you know you're always welcome, just ping me an email and we'll arrange it for you, mate. You know you're always welcome here. I just wanted to be respectful to you. If you can just make sure your like button is done, hype the show up. And guys, stay together. Yep. City till we die. It hurts. We were shit. We move. We'll see you all tomorrow. As always, up the Blues.
Come on, City.